Hey there everybody, Graham here, and we're back with more 20 Minutes Till Dawn. So, there's this achievement in the game that it drives me absolutely crazy I haven't managed to get yet, called Reckless. And for Reckless, you need to play Abby here, with the grenade launcher, and do nothing but right-click, which causes her to spin in a circle shooting all of her ammo. It's actually really funny to watch, and I've tried once quite a while ago to get this achievement. She's been one of my favorite characters to play, and I don't understand why I don't have this achievement yet. So we're going to fix that today. And in the process, we're going to test something out. It was brought to my attention after the last 20 Minutes Till Dawn video that apparently in the mobile version, but also possibly in the Steam version, there's no friendly fire on the grenade launcher, despite the fact the weapon description says that the explosions can hurt you. So we're going to put that to the test today, and hopefully not die horribly. With that in mind, let's get it started. I want to make sure I give this the best shot I can, so we're going to play on Darkness 0, and we're going to do the temple because that's the one map I haven't shown off yet. And here goes nothing. Yep, so I actually have my finger off the left mouse button, and this is all I am going to be doing for however long this run lasts, hopefully for the next 20 minutes. Do need to be careful about how I move, because I really... pretty sure I have already shot myself once. Lovely. Let's see. Oh, this is an interesting selection. Gonna take Divine Blessing. We did just lose the shield, which is definitely not ideal, but when the shield comes back up in 2 minutes, that will boost our move speed and our... don't remember if it's fire rate or reload speed, but I'm reasonably certain Abby's right click takes all that into account. Okay, so what are we looking at? We've got bullet speed, spread down. I don't think spread matters too much for this weapon. But we're going to take the movement speed. Movement speed is always just great to have. Especially with the addition of things like dodge and gale being added. Just having, you know, actual, like, defensive abilities and damage that scale off your move speed is huge. Honestly, in the runs I've done since they've been added, they kind of have become some of my, like, go-to choices. Okay, so we have dodge, which is... I was just talking this ability up, like, it is really good. We also have vitality and light weaponry. I don't know if light weaponry messes with the achievement or not. I would assume no. Like, I would assume this right here is a safe pick. But, you know, that's the coward's way, so we're just gonna take... We're gonna take dodge, and we're gonna just try to make this a pure gun build, or at least as close to a pure gun build as I can safely get while trying to get this achievement. Yeah, so the interesting thing with the temple over the other maps is it's easily the most confined of the bunch. Yeah, just an easy power shot pick, because the thing I'm most interested in testing is Splinter. I talked a lot about that in my last video, and that's the thing I really want to check. Alright. But yeah, so with the temple map, it has these really tight, enclosed, oops. Yeah, it is just a really tight, enclosed space, which makes it much easier to get overwhelmed by enemies here. And as you might imagine, that makes it quite a bit harder. Okay, so, we could drop about 6 damage to start shooting multiple multiple of these at once. Oh, this has been so good on other weapons I've picked. It just seems incredibly dangerous on this one. Well, the achievement's called Reckless for a reason, so, yes, as you can now see, we shoot out 2 grenades at a time. Also something new for the temple map, because each map has... Well, Forge doesn't really have unique enemies per se, but the other 2 maps have their unique enemies. This map has these enormous exploding enemies that have just so much health. Okay, I'm pretty sure one of the splinter shots just popped my shield, so yeah, hopefully I don't die here. Okay, that was me getting sloppy. That just procced my dodge, so need to be careful with that. More dodge, more move speed, higher fire rate seems great to me. Yeah, because as you can see, this ability does absolutely scale with your fire rate. Ow. I do need to be careful because I've suddenly taken quite a bit of damage. Yeah, just go ahead and get out of there. The hilarious thing about Splinter is that the enemies... It doesn't matter how the enemies die, like... They will turn into grenades. Big Bullet is also a hilarious... Did I? That looked like I just dodged a shot from Splinter, so... I don't know, yeah, still just need to be careful. Yeah, I just killed myself. So, I don't know how things are on the mobile version. I'm inclined to trust the people who commented on the last video that the mobile version, the Splinter shells don't have friendly fire. On the Steam version, they absolutely do. You just saw it. I killed myself just using those things, so... We're gonna try this again. And we are not going to take Splinter this time. Come on. There's a big crowd of enemies behind me. I know these shots are going in random directions, but... you can put some there, too. Smite is something I've wanted to try to build around and just haven't been able to yet. I would assume you'd want, like, a really low ammo weapon for that. I may have to try that one of these days. We'll take dodge again. Just keep things going. Really hoping big bullets show up again at some point. 2 projectiles, fire rate down, spread up. Sure, why not? So what does this make it? Oh. Oh, this is gross. Hilarious, but gross. Alright, we're moving again. Okay. Yep. We got our move speed back, and we actually have boosted move speed because of, or we did. So we're just gonna keep hitting the right button, trying to not walk into my own shots, hoping that it lands the shots in the right areas to kill all the enemies. And if everything works the way we want it to, eventually we will get to a point where I am just standing in the center, hitting right trigger, and everything on screen is dying. Or right click. You know what I meant. Okay, plus 5% chance to dodge characters. The character size seems really useful. Kind of just want to go for overwhelming amounts of bullets. Okay. Also, something I actually did not know about in my previous video that I discovered recently is there was actually another new character that I'd somehow just completely missed the patch where they introduced them, and you unlock them by beating this map, which I have already done, so that's something else I'll have to take a look at some point. They seem, just from the brief look I took at them, they seem geared towards more of a, like, oh, Siege would be nice. Siege will come up again. I really want quick hands. But they seem mostly geared towards, like, summon builds, because I'm pretty... yeah, their ability, if I'm not mistaken, is actually itself a summon. You'll actually get to see them put in a little bit of a guest appearance if this run goes well enough. Which is not looking super likely with how I'm playing at the moment. Also, I despise this boss in particular. It is... you know, I'm sure it is something I will adjust to the same way I adjusted to the murder deer on the original forest map. Unlike the murder deer that... oh. Oh boy. You know what? We'll put Reckless on hold for now, and what do you say we take a look at that other character and just see how they play? So it's the Hoster here. The King in Yellow's looking a little different than I remember the description being, but yeah, periodically summons a tentacle that attacks enemies for 30 damage, which is a pretty decent amount of damage. Do I... you know what? I don't have a win with the crossbow yet. I said earlier I wanted to try Smite. We are actually going to do this on the forest. Mainly just because I'm tired of being walled in on the other two maps. Okay. Oh, interesting. So yeah, I've got a tentacle there, and... got a tentacle there. Okay, it is literally just the mechanic from the boss fight. Neat. So yeah, like I was just mentioning a bit ago, you actually fight Haster as a boss on the temple level. I think they spawn in around the 7.5 minute mark. And yeah, I don't know if you have to beat them. I'm gonna guess you probably just need to finish the, you know, finish the stage. But that is one crazy boss fight. And it's actually really cool to see that you get, you know, you get to actually use that ability when you play as them as a character. So I'm interested to see what unique upgrades they have, and the other thing I'm doing is, like I said before, I've been trying for ages to make a Smite build work. It's kind of an ability that rewards you for having and maintaining really high health, so I'm pretty sure Diamond is the character that it's best on. And I've tried Diamond with a crossbow before, and it just hasn't worked as well as I'd hoped. But, you know, might as well just try it again, see if I can make it work. We'll take the damage boost on it for sure, because the other ability makes it so that you really want to be killing things, and that damage boost, if I understand the ability correctly, which looks like I have. Basically, for every heart that you have currently, you deal an additional 10 damage with your smite ability. So my smite just went from dealing 20 damage to dealing 60 damage. Okay, I don't think... I mean, Power Shot's really good. It's probably worth... it's definitely between these two. I think I'm going to take Power Shot because I'm probably going to end up taking light weaponry at some point. In my previous experience, Smite alone is definitely not enough to clear out the big hordes of enemies that you end up facing. Maybe that's a little different with the, with getting the tentacles to help me out. That being said, anything that boosts summon damage is going to boost the damage of those tentacles, so... You know what? We're a summon build now, and we'll just have Smite as a little extra DPS. Gotta say, it is really amazing how much work the developer has put into this game. Like, just as an example, when I first installed this game, it was like, you know, like 300 or 100 megabytes, something. It was tiny, and there was already so much in the game at the time, and they've just kept adding more for free. Like, you get some insane value for this game. 10% attack speed every 60 seconds. Oh, right, both the dragon upgrades. This one's pretty good. These two you want to try to take as quickly as possible, simply because they track the amount of time. So, while it takes your dragon I think it's 3 minutes to hatch, like, you know, that's, if you take it early enough, that's 30% attack speed, and some amount of extra damage. Don't remember how much it is off the top of my head. That you lose if you don't take those when they're offered. Or maybe you just get unlucky and you don't get them offered to you, so. But we got them both early, so here we go. Coming out of the egg, we are going to have a crazy dragon. That is only going to get stronger the longer we survive. I wouldn't be surprised if in the code there's something to really heavily weight those ones being offered to you. Smite healing is good. I really wouldn't mind getting Smite damage soon here. Or no, the Smite, like, bonus health. Just to get some extra health, because going up to 7 health will not only help make sure that we survive this run, it will also make our smites do a lot of extra damage. But for right now, I think we're doing pretty alright. First boss should be spawning in soon. Okay, another thing. Gale actually works with the crossbow pretty well, because the crossbow only has 1 ammo, unless you decide to upgrade it with some stuff that makes it do extra. So you can basically just turn it into a randomly shooting tornado machine here. But I'm very curious to see what we're going to get from this boss when it dies. Hoster's tentacles attack twice as often. Very good. Yeah, especially with some summon damage upgrades. Those will start putting out a lot of damage to any enemies that happen to get near them. Gotta say, so far I really like this character. It's just a nice twist on the typical gameplay pattern. Yep, definitely want the Ghost because we want Energetic Friends and Vengeful Ghost. And also because I imagine the... Okay, let's not... not take some damage this early. But I guarantee the attack interval on the tentacles is tied to your summon attack speed as well. So, Or at least I imagine it would be. Everything else seems to be. Like, light weaponry is like the speed the daggers fly at is tied to your summon attack speed. So let's... Yeah, okay, those things are going way faster now. Perfect! So yeah, let's just keep doing what we're doing. The deer will be spawning in... Actually, don't remember how soon the deer spawns in. It's been a while since I've played. Hey, we got our dragon. Okay, so we have a few things. We have In Sync, which is really good. We have Big Shot, not super necessary, and Eye of the Storm is also really good. As is Divine Blessing. Wow, we just got a whole bunch of really cool stuff. However, I am going to take In Sync because it boosts summon damage. We just got our dragon. It also boosts summon attack speed, so... Yeah, we basically just want to keep dumping out as much damage as possible to everything around us. I would love to pick up Eye of the Storm. I would love to pick up the bullet damage boosts because having high bullet damage is really important for a lot of things in this game. And if we're very lucky, we'll get offered the Tome of Summoning here. I don't know what to pick if we don't get offered the Tome of Summoning. Oh right, high bullet damage is important because light weaponry all deals damage based on your bullet damage. Alright, well we're going to take Dragon Bond here because that will help with the extra bullet damage. Okay, we got Tome of Rage, which I don't want. Tome of Elasticity... Okay. Tome of Speed it is. Which will be really nice and allow us to kind of supercharge Gale and Dodge when we get them. Because I think it's the third level Gale ability makes it scale based on your movement speed. The third level Dodge ability makes it scale based on your movement speed, so having just a free 50% bonus movement speed is huge. Alright, we're going to take light weaponry here, because that will potentially give us the... what is it? It's the 15... or plus 40% summon damage, I believe it is. So it'll make our dragon, and our ghost, and our daggers, and our tentacles do even more damage. Gotta say, so far this run is shaping up very nicely. Like, half the time the enemies die before they get anywhere near us because the tentacles kill them. Alright, we're gonna take Dodge for more movement speed. I promise I don't need any help. I am not a movement speed addict. So don't worry. Okay. Oop. Oop. There we go. We got out. And Holy Shield's back. Yeah, the ability that lets it regenerate in 1 minute is just so good. Okay, now what are we taking here? We're taking Windborn. We're taking Windborn. Come on, how much damage do you do? 138 damage on Gale, so in addition to all the other damage we were putting out, we are now also dealing 138 damage to any enemy that gets close to us every 2 seconds. And yet, I'm still gonna have to be careful, I'm sure, to not get overwhelmed. Because as you can see, this game loves throwing a lot of enemies at you. Oh, I just thought of something that might actually be useful. Magic Lens actually works off of summon damage, so that might be worth taking. I don't know how useful it'll be. I don't know if it applies to the dragon. Think I'm good on that. Yeah. So... looks like it might actually affect hits from the dragon, maybe. But yeah, it just creates this little disc that floats around you, and any shot, anything you fire that passes through it gets a bunch of extra. It's like 30% damage that scales up based on your summon damage, I believe, is how it works. There we go, Vengeful Ghost. So we have Vengeful Ghost, we have Dual Wield, so we might get offered the Summon Mastery synergy, which is about the only thing that could make this even more ridiculous than it's already been. Bingo. Yeah, it reduces our damage, our bullet damage by 35%, but we get that back in attack speed and summon damage. So our dragon is now hitting for, it looks like 253, if I'm reading these numbers right. Our tentacles are hitting for some amount of damage that I can never quite catch the numbers on. Another boss has spawned in. Perfect. Oh, it's this guy. Oh, no. At least I have the move speed to actually keep up with his attack pattern, but yeah, this boss is a giant pain. Or at least can be. We may get very lucky and he may just die quickly. Alright, yeah, here we go. Dodge, more move speed, dodge chance bonus increased by move speed. Yeah, okay, we just annihilated that guy, and there's the Tome of Summoning. It does, unfortunately, impact our reload rate, but it is almost certainly more than worth it for all the other bonuses we get. So yeah, occasionally you'll see the daggers flying by. Those are hitting for 44 each. Not a ton there, so it might be time to start investing in bullet damage. I'm just gonna stop shooting because the reload rate is so long that Smite is officially kind of useless. And that's okay, because we are more than making up for it with all the other... There's a boss. Somewhere in that mess, there is a boss. There was a boss. Sweet, 30 more damage on the tentacles. I don't... if I saw that right, it looks like my tentacles might currently be hitting for... 150, I think? There are just so many... There's so much going on all the time. And I'm trying to remember if we're going to see another boss show up. I believe the answer is no. I think we just have to survive against a horde of enemies for the next 3 minutes. But I'm absolutely going to take... Oh, that's bullet speed. You're the bullet damage one. Sure, bullet speed, which I don't believe impacts some... Doesn't seem to. At least not for the ghost. That's okay, though. Yeah, like... Nothing, just from all of our different sources of damage, nothing is really able to get close to us if I even just keep it in sight for a little bit. Okay, here we go. Bullet damage plus 45% will help the daggers out quite a bit. Yeah, I think they're up to 75, but don't quote me on that because, yeah, there are so many numbers popping up, I can't tell what's what anymore. Reaper rounds. Not super important, but 15% bullet damage is very nice. Alright, well, we're almost there. Just a little more. Another 2 minutes. And we've gotten our first win on our first attempt with Hoster, which is awesome. I don't even... I don't even know what to take here. I just do not know what to take. You see our little dragon buddies going off. Just... And that's why you always want to try to take the damage and the fire rate early, because you want to make sure that you can hit this point. You know, we got both of those around 17 minutes, so I think that's like 170% extra fire rate. Yeah, this doesn't matter now. Bullets will inflict burn on hit. I'm already inflicting a lot of... I don't think I'm actually inflicting burn on hit, but that doesn't really matter. Oh. Yeah, seems like some of the ghosts' bullets do actually... Maybe? Like, because I keep seeing... I just noticed some very large shots coming from the ghost, so the ghost might actually work with the magic lens. The dragon definitely does not appear to. I don't feel like putting myself at risk. There are 80 seconds left on the clock. We're just going to take Splinter. It can't backfire since I'm using the crossbow. It will just start murdering everything, though. Yeah, I do love just how much of a spectacle this game gets at the end of a really good run. Like, there's just so much going on. There's so much flying all over the place. And at this point, all you gotta do is just take it on home. Yep, we're just gonna take bullet damage. There's no reason not to. You can see all the extra little crossbow bolts flying out. You can see... occasionally you can see the tentacles popping up. Our dragon is up to about 400 damage per shot. So, yeah. All in all, this was a very successful run. Just gotta not take 4 hits in the next 30 seconds. But unlike the runs where that usually, where stuff like that can happen, we're in control of the situation and we're clearing out enemies quickly. There are definitely some times where I've been really close to the end and just gotten overwhelmed because the enemy's health outscaled my ability to damage them. As you can tell, though, this is definitely not one of those games. And there we go! Oh, and we got the achievement for, the... We actually got 2 achievements off that one. So, anyway, that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I love coming back to this game. It is just so much fun. If you like these kind of games and you haven't tried it yourself, I highly recommend it. It's usually not that expensive on Steam. Apparently it's also available on mobile, so whichever way's more convenient for you, it's easy enough to find. But I hope that you enjoy your weekend, even if you're working. Hopefully you're not working on the weekends. And I will catch you in the next one.